Go. Are we good?
We're good.
We're good. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
It's warm up here.
It is warm up here. What's that? Yeah, for everybody, all folks in the audience, that was a new group by the name of Skillet.
It's not a new group, but new to us.
New to us. Well, so it must be new. And the song was Stars. So if you want to look at Skillet and Stars, and
we liked it.
Hey, guess whose birthday it is today?
It's May's birthday.
It is
today.
May.
Can we do a happy birthday to May? She's not here, but
she's
she
watching.
watches. So can we do happy birthday?
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear May. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yay! Happy birthday.
You say it's your birthday.
See, we need to have
My birthday to you.
Oh, we were discussing on the way in, weather is going to, at some point here, possibly be a little bit more inclement than it is. We're thinking, since, we've been doing the live thing for so long, that in the past, it didn't matter what the weather was like. I mean, it didn't matter if we had 10 feet of snow and it was snowing and we needed four-wheel drive to get in. We still were here. We never once in 24 years ever didn't have services for any reason. So, but we were thinking that maybe if we have really, really crappy weather and it's dangerous out there, we might do it from home. Might do services.
So we need to figure out how to notify everyone. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a live video from home saying, "Hey, don't go to church.
Don't go to the building.
Don't go to the building. We'll do church remote."
So,
Does that sound good? Okay. Guys.
that way, we were always concerned about other people. We were here no matter what, but we were always concerned about other people. That was a big deal, plowing the parking lot. Yes?
I think you could just post on the Divine Fellowship page where you do the thing, and if you did it by 9 o'clock, we would know that if we checked anytime after 9, we would know whether or not it was in person or...
Good idea, except...
Sometimes people don't look. But a video, you might get a notification.
But you get a notification for
especially
a video.
if you
So
signed
that was
up.
our thought,
And
anyway.
I'm usually here by 9, so.
We'll contact you first before we... So you don't make that trip either.
Okay, well, we do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. So
Hey, George and John.
now that we've got all of our housekeeping out of the way. And John said, all we are saying is give peace a chance. So. And George, soft rock music isn't rock. It ain't even music, it's just soft. So.
That's one thing about the Divine Fellowship, is that we have people in this audience that like country music, and there's people in this audience that like rock and roll music, and we get along. So, if we can get along regarding our music preferences, we can get along regarding our religious preferences and our political preferences.
Ta-da.
So there you go.
Yes. I know. Unless you change how you are, you will always have what you've got. It's true. Life is a unique combination of want to and how to, and we need to give equal attention to both. The most important question to ask on the job is not, what am I getting? The most important question to ask is, what am I becoming? So,
True.
I agree with that. I do. What am I doing?
I don't know.
Seems like something else. Oh, Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloween's next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
So we're going to come in costume, so to speak. So you can if you'd like to.
If you would like to, you may. If you don't want to and you don't have to, you don't have to. I'm not your mother. I'm not going to tell you what to do. So just do what you want to do. But if you'd like to, could be fun.
Yeah. A book
If you
is
don't want to, whatever.
a book is a mirror. And this was done in 1742, so think about what was happening then. So if an ass peers into it, you can't expect an apostle to look out.
An ass?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's not the proverbial ass, but rather a mule.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I said it was 1742 when this guy said this. So,
Okay.
yeah. Classic, a book which people praise and don't read. Mark Twain. Autobiography is a preemptive strike against biographers. And the true use of speech is not so much to express our wants as to conceal them.
Ooh. That depends on who you are.
With just, and this you always learn something of the Divine Fellowship.
Whether
May
you
not be
want to or
useful. Yeah,
not.
may not be useful, but you learn something. With just one shock, an electric eel produces enough energy to light up every room in an average 3-bedroom house. So, not for very long, but they can be quite shocking. Who can doubt that we exist only to love? We live not a moment exempt from its influence. Cheerfulness has been called the bright weather of the heart. And dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of. Benjamin Franklin. And William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare?
William Shakespeare. said-
William. Go, Will.
Willie boy. What is in a name? That which we call a rose, and by any other name would smell as sweet. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
All right,
What have we now?
our astrological friends.
Yes.
Yeah, how many members of the horoscope sign does it take to change a light bulb? I'll do half of them today and half of them next Sunday. That way you have something to look forward to. Aries, just one. You want to make something of it.
No, you said that wrong. Just one. You want to make something of it? That's Aries. Right? And the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll get this one back. I know I will. Taurus, one. But just try to convince them that the burned out bulb is useless and should be thrown away.
Yes, that's true. See, Phil's Aries and Taurus. Oh my gosh.
That is, I have just, yeah, I'm awful about that stuff. Well, wait a minute, I could use that for something. Maybe, I'd probably just throw it away. Okay.
No, you won't.
Gemini, two, but the job never gets done. They just keep arguing about who is supposed to do it and how it's supposed to be done. Cancer, just one, but it takes a therapist 3 years to help them through the grief process. Leo. Leos don't change light bulbs, although sometimes their agent will get a Virgo to do the job for them while they're out. And a Virgo, approximately 1/1,000,000th without an error.
No. Virgo. This is 1.0. Oh, with an error of plus or minus 1/1,000,000th.
It's a Virgo.
Exacting.
It's a Virgo.
I don't like that light. Is there any
We
way you
didn't
can?
finish them all. Where's the rest of them?
Well,
Next Sunday,
Oh,
you got to come back.
be here, be
Or
square.
listen, though. Boy, did you do something? Yeah, the
Yeah,
light's
I don't-
different.
I know. I tried to get it so that it wasn't reflecting in my glasses,
Yeah. And now it's
still
too
not
bright.
right. No, well, I don't know. I didn't do it right. You want to do that for me?
I think you.
I may be a Virgo, but I'm inept with stuff. No, don't raise it.
Yeah, get it underneath that way.
Still in my glasses. Still in my glasses. Whatever. Might have to, but I have to read, so.
Better?
There, that's a little better. Yes,
Yeah.
much better. Thank you.
Am I done, Nat?
Wouldn't want to turn it off because that'd be
No.
a waste of time and energy.
Yes.
Goodbye. So before we begin today, we'll have Cheryl, if she would read our opening prayer. If you would do that for us, Cheryl. So join us in prayer, please. You got it?
Do you hold it?
There we are. Before I begin, I would like to say that this was so fitting for me today. It is a prayer for deliverance. Loving Spirit of Light, save me. Save me from my mental musings. Save me from judging myself and my past. Save me from judging others as well. Save me. Deliver me. Lift me above the anguish I impose upon myself through old thought patterns. Life teaches me I'm not good enough. I'm undeserving of good things. I'm not valued. I can and will fail. Reveal to me my successes and strengths, for my past blinds my awareness. For my past blinds my awareness. Open my heart and teach me the truth. Save me. Amen. And the gratitude today, I am grateful for divine deliverance into the truth of who I really am.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you very much for that. So when I was asking Divine Source what we wanted to do for services today, I started on the Sunday, get everything done, and then, okay, now what? And so I had a flash of inspiration. I thought, oh, that's great. That might be a little complicated, so I'll have a backup just in case we don't want to do that. But so then went on about my day the rest of Sunday, and totally forgot it. Could not for the life of me remember the process that had been suggested. I knew what I was going to talk about, but I couldn't remember the process. So I thought, oh gee, well, maybe I can figure out another process. Nope. No energy on that. Well, I'll talk about something else then. Maybe I could talk about a different subject. I mean, there's plenty of things I could talk about. There's all kinds of interesting things. Nothing. So finally, Thursday morning, I wake up and ping, here's this beautiful response of the blue flame of Saint Germain. Okay, well, I look it up. There's no blue flame. It's violet flame. So I thought, okay, but I have used the blue flame myself in the past, so we get to use both today. And so then I did a little bit more study on how that applied to what I was going to talk to you about. And so we came up with today's message. So how fun is that? I thought you'd get a kick out of the backstory there. What prompted our message today is, remember last week I was talking to you about, what did I talk to you about last week? But anyway, I was talking to you about the armor. We removed the armor. And I also happened to mention the places where we store vows physically in our body, and how that getting those clear will help our body feel better. Because here's the thing, if we have an injury, it will heal faster if we're emotionally clear. If we have a pain or a struggle or a difficulty, it can often be a reminder to get clear emotionally, because sometimes we carry in our emotional body, in our form, our physical form, we carry emotions, right, wrong, good, or bad. We just carry them around with us. So when we have the opportunity to get clear, then our body has the opportunity to heal. They kind of work together. That's why the healing codes work with emotions primarily, or generally speaking, trust and compassion and self-control, and all those things have an emotional capacity to them. So keeping ourselves emotionally clear is really important. And these vows that we carry with us are profound. And some of the vows that we carry with us, they're really stupid. And we just do it. I don't know why we do that, but we do. And some of them are wonderful. Marriage vows, those are vows that we make between us and another human being and God. And those are significant, and they're powerful, and they're beautiful, are they not? And we can have a vow for our spiritual journey. I vow to move forward on my spiritual journey, whatever that looks like. That's a beautiful vow. We have vows to be real with our friends. to include them in our life. And we can have self-honoring vows, whether that's eating right or getting enough exercise, whatever. Those are self-honoring vows, that promises that we make to ourselves. And when we don't follow through on them, our body remembers. Our spiritual self remembers that. There's an emotional attachment to those vows. And then sometimes we make stupid vows, like, I'll never love again. I'll never trust again. I'll never let anyone hurt me again. I'll always protect my children. Can we do that one forever? No. I'll always be giving. I'll always be there for you. I'll always put others first. Work first, play maybe. Or play first, work maybe. I'm always betrayed. That's kind of a vow that we tend to, a judgment that we place on things. People always let me down. So when we do those vows that are not, they're still sacred because they're done with all this passion and energy. And they can be done often when we're young. And something will happen and we set a vow to keep ourselves safe. Those vows don't keep us safe, but they do keep us bound. And because they're powerful, it's important to notice and clear them if they activate and cause us issues. So if you're having low back pain, you may have active vows that are ready to be cleared. Now, do you always have pain in the body when you have an emotional issue off balance? I think so. It may not happen immediately, but I think it takes a toll. It takes a toll on the body. For me, I have the emotion code. Have you ever heard of the emotion code? We have an emotion code class that meets here. I think it's either the first or second Tuesday of every month. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, that class is this emotion code, and you identify the emotion, and there's a process you do with that, and then you drag a magnet over your main meridian here. So I have this magnet and sticking the form on my refrigerator, so I can refer to it when I need to. Because we get crowded up, and it can happen that fast, and we can just not see it as important, and yet those things are really, really important. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at that stuff and we're going to clear out as best we can. Make sense? So the ones I'm talking to you about, the low back area, is below the waistline. In the center is kind of this little oval space, and that's where we keep vows we make to God. Those all nevers, those are vows that we make to God. And then to the right of that, I got to be careful on camera, is different than in real life. So let me do it over here. To the right of that is, looking your way, this is your right side, is vows to yourself. And then on the left side of that is vows to others. Does that make sense? So, and we don't even have to know what they are to clear them. Can you just have a sense that there's cluttered energy there? Do you have a sense of that? Okay, so we're going to start with others first. And I want you to just reach back there and just kind of get a hold of that energy. It's just energy, but you can reach in there and kind of get a hold of that. And I want you to say, I hereby release any vows to others that I no longer can keep. And then just pull that off and throw it away. I don't know about you, but I feel a little lighter already. And now do your left side, which is vows to yourself. And get a good grip on it and say, I hereby release any vows that I've made to myself that I can no longer keep. And throw that away. Sometimes it takes a good yank. And then we'll do the center one. I hereby release any vows I've made to God that I can no longer keep. Then yank that one out. I mean, we can vow to God that we'll be perfect. I'll never sin. You know what? Come on. But we keep trying to make vows to keep ourselves safe, when really the process is to keep ourselves clear and do the best we can. And if we're doing the best we can, that's enough. That's enough. Make sense? So there's a couple of Bible verses I want to share with you. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 through 37, Jesus is talking about make no oath at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, nor earth, for it is the footstool of his feet. Blah, blah, blah. All that he says, let your statement be yes, yes, or no, no. Beyond anything else is evil. Don't. So I vow by, there's a tradition that they would vow by the temple to do and accomplish something. Well, just say yes, you're going to do it. Do it. Don't entrap yourself with these sacred vows, because sometimes we don't get to follow through on the things that we really would like to. And nothing annoys Phil and I worse than in a movie where someone is saying, oh, you stay here and be safe. I promise I'll be back. You can't promise that. Don't promise something you can't have any control over. And guess what? How much stuff can we have control over? Zero. Exactly right. So just say you're going to do a thing and do it as best you can. And if you can't do a thing, say you're not going to do it. I think there's a lot of people in this room have a hard time saying no. Right? So come up with creative ways to say no. I'm uncomfortable with that. That's not going to work for me right now. Is there anyone else that could help you with that? Come up with different ways to say no without using the NO word, because that's a challenge for us, is it not? But let your yes be yes and your no be no. Oops. I did a lot of research before this for myself, and I don't want to. Okay. Then, because when we're doing this, when we're clearing ourselves of these oaths, they're just a fraction of the stuff we get cluttered up with. And so we're going to look at purifying and clarifying ourselves today, not just of the oaths, but of getting clear so that we can say yes and we can say no. If we're cluttered up with guilt, we're going to have a real hard time saying no. If we're cluttered up with low self-esteem and we need everybody to like us, it's going to be really hard to say no. If we're cluttered up with fear, it's going to be really hard to say no. If we're cluttered up with fear, it's going to be really hard to say yes. So it's imperative for us to get clear. 1 John chapter 3. Beloved, now we are children of God. We are. That's who you really are. That's the clear truth of it. And not that and it has not as yet appeared what we shall be. Know that when he appears, we shall be like him, because we shall see him just as he is. So in other words, we don't know what we're going to look like on the other side. I don't know. But just know that we're going to recognize God. God's going to recognize us. And we'll be just like Jesus. And verse 3, and everyone who has this hope fixed on him purifies himself, just as he is pure. So keeping hope alive is really imperative for us to get clear. One more thing. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Psalms 51:10. So it's important for us to get clear. So when I did some research on the Saint Germain, I thought he was a Catholic saint. I don't think he is. He was the Count of Saint Germain, meaning he lived in the French province of Saint Germain, lived in the 1700s, and was so New Agey. Oh my gosh, reading some of the stuff, I was like, oh, he was really New Age. And he was supposed to usher in the age of Aquarius, which currently we are here now doing. And he was referred to as the greatest philosopher of the 1700s, which is pretty cool. And his flame was a violet flame, and what you do is you call on the I Am Presence. That sounds pretty new agey, doesn't it? You call on the I Am Presence, which is divine source, and ask for the flame to be delivered. And it will be this beautiful violet flame. Violet is like light purple. And it will start below your feet and go up over your head. So pretty much fill your energy field, your aura. And as this flame is burning, it burns off anything that's not right for you right now. All old fears, all old sorrows, all old regrets, all old, harm that you've done, things that have been harmed onto you, downloads of other people, all that stuff just gets burned off. So, well, that's really cool. We could do that. And then, because I had seen the blue flame or heard blue flame of Saint Germain, I thought, well, what's the blue flame about? Blue flame, the symbolic reference of blue flame is the power of intent. Power of intent. So we're going to set our intent to get clear. And then we're going to step into the blue flame or have the blue flame come up around us. We're going to set our intent within the blue flame. And then the blue flame will transform into this violet flame. And you will feel things burn off that you don't need to carry with you anymore. Don't we get burdened by old sorrows and old fears and old shame and old regret? It's time. No, excuse me. Now the good book talks about baptism. Baptism now saves you from all that crap. So, but we haven't really been doing baptism with COVID and all that jazz. So this is a good substitute in the meantime. And you can do it anytime and do it every day. And it keeps you clear. It keeps our intent clear. And when our intent is clear, then we can move forward effortlessly. I don't know about you, but wouldn't that be nice to not have to drag with me all that stuff that I've been concerned about or carrying around with me for a while? We don't need that stuff. Time to let it go. So Mr. Phil, if you will dim the lights, let's do a guided meditation that will allow you access to this blue flame. So first thing we're going to do is just get comfy. We have blankets here in the Divine Fellowship. Some people, when they meditate, they get chilly. So if you don't have one near you, you can ask for one to be handed to you, and you'll have that. Snuggle in. Notice your spine. You know, we just cleared that central space where the vows to God are located. And see from this space that there may be still vows to God that you've made that you're keeping. Did you vow to do your best? You're doing that. Did you vow to have expanded awareness, pay attention? You're doing that. You don't have to be perfect, but you're doing that, and that's good. And from that will radiate an energy throughout your body, throughout your spine, that strengthens you. Do you have a sense of that? And then vows for yourself and vows to self and vows to others, they're just kind of a support system. So you can allow them to be there to be supportive of you. And from this place of strength, bring your attention to your heart space. And just be in your heart space for a moment. Have your awareness there. Your awareness isn't stuck in your brain. It can be anywhere you send it. and allow your awareness to notice your willingness to do this process. And you don't have control over the process other than your willingness to do it. So there is the measure of surrender involved in this. Not giving up your will, but tuning your will to a greater good. And now there's an energy portal over the top of your head. And if you're mindful of that and aware of that, your awareness travels there and will open that portal. And as this portal opens, it will connect you to the violet portal above your head. And allow this violet portal to open. And ask for first the blue flame of intent to be ignited within you. So there's a purple light, violet light shining upon you, and within you, a blue flame is being ignited and is powering you up. Your intent is to get clear. Your intent is to be clear. Your intent is to stay clear. Feel that blue flame strengthening you, honoring you, and awakening within you. And now we're going to call upon the I Am Presence, Divine Source, Higher Power, whatever that is for you, and ask for this violet flame to be gifted to you. And it will flow through you and begin as a small fire under your feet. Now you won't feel scorched, you won't feel burning, because this is on the ethereal realms and it's not here to burn you. It just is going to burn anything that is not in alignment with the truth of who you are. And allow that flame to get bigger and bigger and brighter so that it fills your entire aura. And you will begin to feel things burning off, like they evaporate. You may or may not know what they belong to, what they're attached to, or you may have a very clear idea of what they're significant for. But this I Am Presence violet flame is all about love and compassion. It ignites love and compassion within you. And anything that is not in alignment with love and compassion will be burned off. See that flame do its work. Notice. Notice what is being released. Even if you don't know what it's related to, just notice, oh, there's something from my shoulder got burned off. It's now gone. Something in my feet, something in my back, something in my hands, whatever. And as you're being bathed in this beautiful violet flame of compassion, you will feel joy igniting within you as well. And as this beautiful violet flame is doing its work, it is also going to leave with you a gift, a symbolic object. Maybe a word or a thought or a feeling, or symbolic object. What is being gifted to you now? Just notice it. Allow it to be there. Receive it with deep gratitude. And now with deep, deep gratitude, allow this violet flame to now lift up, out, away from you, returning to the ethereal realms, Back up through the violet portal and see the violet portal close. And notice that your body feels stronger, better, healthier, more vibrant and alive than you have in a long time. Might want to just be here and just breathe for just a moment, noticing that clarity, claiming that clarity, and knowing that you can restore that clarity at any time by using this process once again. And now, I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, and welcome back. And Mr. Phil, if you join me up front, we'll do communion. And then if you have any questions about the symbolic object you were gifted with, I will be happy to give you an interpretation of that. Lord willing. Why don't you start here, Phil? Oops. You just tear that right off there.
Thank you.
So the little wafer thing. Got your wafer thing? Because I got gluten for you. You got yourself one that wasn't.
I just grabbed.
You just grabbed, that's right. Because you couldn't possibly read. That's not a Taurus thing. All right. Join us in prayer, please, would you? Loving Spirit of Light, thank you for the clarity that you have granted us. Thank you for the powerful process of this violet flame and the blue flame. Help us to remember our intent to be clear and stay clear. And we ask that you help us in this. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Reminds me back when I was a kid.
Catholic?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because the priest always put it on my tongue, and it was forbidden for teeth to touch. You had to just sit there and let it melt. Didn't make any sense for me at the time. Still doesn't. But anyway, go ahead.
I chew mine. But you chew yours because you're a rebel.
With a kickstand.
Yes, you're a rebel with a kickstand. Okay, join us in prayer again, please, while we're busy being sacrilegious. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. We know we can't be perfect. Help us to move beyond perfectionism into clarity and the restoration of that clarity as needed. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Amen.
You did not spill on
I
yourself.
didn't.
Contribution?
I was very happy about that. Yeah.
Cheryl has the microphone.
Huh? Who?
Cheryl has the microphone.
Oh, okay. That means she's going to do it?
I gotta do everything?
Thank you.
We gotta keep this place going, and that means repairing the roof if it needs done, the heating and air, all of that kind of thing. There are still expenses. And so please give what you can to help. And if nothing else, just a blessing. Thank
Amen.
you.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that both of them?
Yeah. Pictures. Got
Yeah,
it.
go.
Sorry. Wanna dance?
Yeah, really.
Do you want to keep that and see if there's anybody from the
You know, and
audience that has
I just
a
want to
question?
say about that, a little bit more about that.
What?
You know, here we are coming up on 24 years next month.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have never once, ever begged for money. Haven't.
Everyone is so generous. We're
It's
so grateful.
There's always been enough, no matter what we were doing. Remember Daryl and Lori, you know, at the very first place, And we've got a little plaque in my office there. And it was I think we called it the Founders Club. That's because when we moved from our temporary location, which was completely borrowed, they didn't charge us anything for it. After about 6 months, we needed chairs at our new location. So anybody that bought chairs got to be on this plaque, part of the Founders Club.
Did you forget that? Did you know?
Yeah, and I'm pretty
should
sure
put
you
that
guys are the
somewhere.
only ones that are still on that
Still
list.
there. Yeah,
But
still around.
24 years, it's hard to believe.
More to be said about that,
More to be said about
but
that.
here we are.
All that to say,
Thank
it's
you.
always a big thank you for everybody.
Yeah,
Always
thank you.
appreciate it.
Who knew?
I know.
Who knew?
Yes.
The other ways that people can donate.
Oh, the other ways which people can donate.
Oh,
You can do Square, you can do PayPal, you can do sending in your check to 513 Barth Avenue, Richland, Washington.
you can just buy stuff on Amazon
On
Smile
Amazon Smile, thank you
with
for that.
Divine Fellowship and we get a couple checks a year, don't we? That Nancy get a
And-
couple checks a year, I think.
From United Way as well.
United
You
Way.
want to donate at work, you
Yep.
can do that.
Yep.
And if you want to have a recurring
Whatever.
donation, whatever, we can get you in touch with Nancy and she can help set that up for you. Sound good?
Hi, Terry.
So anyway, there you go, that's that. And did anyone have any questions about your guided meditation? Yes, Joe.
And I was given a little fetish bear,
Bear.
a little, yeah.
Okay.
Little Indian, yeah.
I'll go look and see if anybody has
Okay,
anything there.
thank you, Phil. So the energy of bear is protection. So the gift here is that you are spiritually protected, that you have that protection. And that spiritual protection transfers over into the physical realm, of course, as well. But just know that God's got your back. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have a question about their, yes? Here.
Saint Germain is a mentor for the Rosicrucian order, and
I don't know if you heard that. Saint Germain was a mentor for the Rosicrucian order.
yes, he's there. He's like, John.
Here,
and
would you?
I'm sorry.
No,
My sweet dulcet tones don't flow very well.
go right ahead.
Hi. Yes, Saint Germain is the mentor. He's the guiding light for the Rosicrucian order. And I saw in his hand the red rose that is also part of what their symbols are. And so I was given both of those.
Do you recall what the Rosicrucian symbolism is for that? And then I'll tell you what my take is on it.
No, I don't.
Okay, so
It's been too long.
been too long. Well, we can look it up and have a specific, since it was specific to that, that might have significance for you. But what I got when you were saying that is this is, rose is the highest energy vibration there is, and the red rose is the highest energy vibration there is of love and passion and compassion. So you've been gifted with this higher level, this higher measure of passion and compassion for yourself and your fellow man.
Thank you.
You can feel the truth of that, couldn't you?
You bet. Yep, I feel it right here.
Yep, I did too. Okay, we'll just keep going. Go ahead.
I got gifted two things. The word purity came to my mind and a swan.
Okay, so purity, we were doing a purifying process. And the swan, this is about ease and grace of movement. I mean, they just look so effortless in their movement. So things get to be effortless. You've probably had to struggle for a while. That struggling is slipping away, and you're moving into this time and space where everything can be effortless if you stay in this purification mode, if you stay pure. That makes sense to you? That's the key for you for this ease of movement.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes, go ahead, right up here.
A silver ceramic vase.
A silver ceramic vase. What form? Just like a flower vase?
Yeah, just like yeah.
Okay. So this is amplifying your ability to receive. Do you have a hard time receiving? Easier to give than it is to receive?
Yes.
Okay, so this is allowing you to receive blessings from divine source and blessings from God more easily. That blessings are coming, and it's okay to receive. You're not a taker, but you can receive. This allows you to be that vessel that receives the goodness and kindness that others are willing to share with you. Make sense?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else up here? The microphone helps the people online too to hear.
I received a small silver dagger.
A small silver dagger. Okay, so this is helping you cut through anything. You can cut through other people's lies. You can cut through your own deceptions. You can cut through burdens that are slowing you down. You can just cut your way through anything, any obstacle in your way, any disruptions. Does that make sense to you? And it was silver. The added benefit of silver, and for you as well, is silver is very reflective. So people will notice. In other words, people will be less likely to be a burden or block your intent. So, because you're gonna be clear. And for you, people who are honorably gonna be wanting to gift you things will do so effortlessly. Not those people who try to give you something, then, okay, now what's in it for me? Does that make sense? Okay, anybody else? I think we did it. Is there anybody online? Phil?
No. I mean, yes, there are. But...
I mean, is there?
There's no question. Don't see any questions at this point.
Oh, I see Beth said something.
Yeah.
I received a beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful purple velvet robe. Ooh, okay, so you are going to be able to wrap yourself in the same healing, purifying light at all times. So we often refer to amethyst and purple as divine connection. So this has not only reminded you of your divine connection that you're already familiar with, but it's amplifying that as well. So you're going to have a better sense of feeling connected and feeling surrounded by that love. Okay? All right, yeah, Joe, Sue.
I was given ashes.
Ashes, do you know of what?
Just was a pile.
Just a pile of ashes. Okay, so it feels to me, twofold on this. So the ashes feel to me as if they are, first of all the stuff that got burned off. Evidence. It's done, we're done with this, it's gone. And the other thing is ashes can be very ceremonial and sacred. You know, a lot of sacred ceremonies involve ashes. So this is acknowledging to you your sacredness. So the clarity that you've achieved and your sacredness.
Thank you.
Make sense? Okay. Anything else? Well, then I think we've done it, Mr. Phil. You want to come on up? We'll do or do you want me just to do the energy circuit for the people on? Okay. He went, bye-bye. So Phil says goodbye. Because he can stay in the back and do the music for others. Rub your hands together really, really fast. And again, you're still connected to Divine Source. That never goes away. So if you want to reignite the violet light, you're welcome to do that, or just notice the beautiful light coming from Divine Source, touching your mind, touching your heart space, and then letting it from your heart space go to your left hand, and then from your left hand to your right hand, and then back to your heart. This connects an energetic circuit. And this energetic circuit then allows energy to build. And you can build this energy between your hands. You can feel, if you move your hands in and out, you can feel that energy amplifying and growing here in your hands. And there may be someone in your circle of influence that you know that could use healing or comfort or encouragement or a clearer state of mind. And as you notice them and become aware of them, you can send this glowing ball of light to them and release that. Clear your hands off. Rub them again, get clear. Ramp up that energy, fresh energy into your heart space, left hand to right hand back to your heart. Again, that clear circuit, and now your energy is building here. This builds for you. You're going to amplify some energy for you. You can put a glass of water between your hands and do this process, and this amplifies your water and helps you heal, helps you be strengthened. It's really quite a wonderful technique. But as this energy now builds, this is for you. Receive it with gratitude. Bring it into your heart space. And may your heart be purified and your intent guide your way. God bless. Love you.